President Biden says he is directing every resource to protect former President Trump as the Secret Service comes under fire again after an apparent second attempt on his life. There's now this bipartisan push for Donald Trump to receive enhanced protection as the same level of President Biden. Trump's rival, Vice President Kamala Harris, says she is deeply disturbed by what happened yesterday, adding that violence has no place in America. NewsNation's Kelly Meyer joins us live now from the White House following all of this. Kelly, what else are the president and vice president saying today?
Yeah, hey, Nichole. So the president is calling on Congress to step in, saying that Secret Service needs more help. And both President Biden and Vice President Harris say they are glad the former president is safe. They both say that they are deeply disturbed by this assassination attempt and are speaking out against political violence. Harris, in a statement, saying that they will ensure the Secret Service has every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to carry out its critical mission. And this morning, President Biden took it a step further and said that the service needs more support.
Thank God the president's okay. I think we got a full report so far. We're down there tonight. But one thing I want to make clear, the service needs more help. And I think the Congress should respond to their needs if they, in fact, need more services. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
And we were out there trying to ask the president a question as he was walking towards Marine One. I wanted to ask whether or not he feels it's safe for the nominees to continue campaigning in the remainder of this race with 50 days to go until Election Day, and whether or not the former president should have the same protection as the current president. We know that Harris and Biden will both be at different events. Harris is in Washington, D.C. today, and Biden is on his way to Philadelphia. So we'll see if we hear more from them shortly here, Nichole.
You know, and Kelly, we're already seeing some of the back and forth. We know the former president, he's blaming Biden and Harris and their rhetoric for this assassination attempt, while the White House is calling the former president, Elon Musk, and Republicans' overall rhetoric irresponsible. So more of this back and forth, so to speak, between both sides.
Exactly, and it seems like one side is blaming the other. We heard from the White House on this with Elon Musk, but I want to share first that we just heard from the former president on Truth Social talking about just this, and I'll share a bit of the post he put up there, but it said, quote, "The rhetoric lies as exemplified by the false statements made by, he says, comrade Kamala Harris during he says, the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate." And he adds that all of the ridiculous, he calls, lawsuits specifically designed to inflict damage on Joe's, then Kamala's political opponent, me, has taken politics in our country to a whole new level of hatred, abuse, and distrust. That was from the president just moments ago, the former president, Donald Trump, on Truth Social. We also asked the White House here about Elon Musk's post. He wrote yesterday in a now deleted post on X saying, quote, "And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden, Kamala." And then the White House spokesperson said this, as President Biden and Vice President Harris said after yesterday's disturbing news, there is no place for political violence or for any violence ever in our country, and we all must do our part to ensure that this incident does not lead to more violence. Violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible. And we just saw another post a short time ago from Elon Musk as he deleted that post we mentioned, but he quote tweeted a post from Don Jr., former President Trump's son, and he said the incitement to hatred and violence against President Trump by the media and leading Democrats needs to stop. So you see this back and forth there between both sides, but ultimately all sides here calling for the rhetoric to come to an end. Nichole.
All right, Kelly Meyer live for us there in Washington. Kelly, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.